The children are the future. Parents need to acknowledge that. And I know people hear the phrase a lot, but do they really take heed to it? See, let me explain something to you about legacy, what you leave behind. See, if you don't teach your children anything, if you don't educate them, what legacy will they leave behind? Are they leaving down your legacy or someone else's legacy? Or are they helping build someone else's legacy? You see, because when you send them off into the world and allow them to be consumed by this matrix, you're giving your enemy favor. You're giving them control over you because you're giving them control over your children. So your children are representatives of you. So even if they couldn't conquer you, if they conquer your children, you've been defeated as well. See, this is what's happened. See, we've lost touch with our ancestors. You know, we've turned our back on our ancestors. We started embracing the religion, the politics, the government of the oppressors. See, people have bought into the lies. They bought into the deception. They bought into this shit and they really think that it's real. You know, people are being divided. Families are being divided based on religion, preference of government, which political party they're a part of. Nonsense. Parents are falling out with their children. Some parents are beat their children to death behind religion, not memorizing Bible verses or baptisms or whatever silly nonsense, you know, that's part of their rituals. They don't even realize. See, this is all rituals, you know, but people have to pay attention to the children. See, because the children are the main focus of these rituals. You know, that's why everything is focused and targeted for the youth. Because they need to gain control over the youth because they know the youth is going to dictate the turnout of the future. See, this has already been orchestrated, pre-orchestrated. Nothing is new. This has been in effect. This has been in the play for decades now. Decades. See, but being in the era of technology and information is just, you can see more things. You know, more things are being presented to you, more information is being presented to you. But what does it really matter if you're not taking heed to this? If you know that they're putting dead humans in fast food, McDonald's, dead fetal cells in Pepsi products and Nestle products, why are you consuming these products? Are you a cannibal? Do you like to eat people? See, people used to make jokes about the Chinese restaurant and them cooking cats and dogs and so forth and so on, but you don't know that your US government is feeding you people and probably cats and dogs and other shit too. Would you rather take your chances? What you gonna pray about it? You think you're gonna pray and it's gonna make it better? No. Prayer's not gonna change anything because you're just begging. Begging for what? Someone to help you. You're begging for something to come along to save you. This is what selling your soul is. Because you're giving up your power, the power of someone else. You're giving your power to them for them to have power over you. And this is what happens when you give your children to these devils. And what I mean by devil is not allegorical character devil. What I mean devil is lived. So if you live, then you're dead. something that's dying or dead, deadheads. See, the whole planet is turned into deadheads, or the planet is turned into deadheads, and these deadheads must be resurrected. Ignorance equals death, and knowledge equals life. We have to resurrect, use knowledge to give life. See, all false things must perish. This is why we must detach from all of the shit around us that's designed to keep us attached to fantasy and make-believe, illusions. So you have to detach from these illusions. These illusions are attracting. See, this is also something that's going to get you off course and take you off your track and put you on another track, or the track that someone else wants you on, a controlled track, a race track. See, this is also a distraction. You know, we have to be very, very careful of what we allow our energy to go to, and what we allow our children's energy to go to, because like I said, they are the future. See, we have to mold them to be strong so that we can have a strong future. See, right now it's too much weakness being taught, and this is why the future is getting weaker. See, this has been in work for centuries. You know, this is a classic divide and conquer strategy used by invaders. And this is what dealing with someone that's invading your inner, invading your inner space. Now, this has to stop. You see, we really have to use this information, you know, and really be careful of what information we're allowing to form inside of us. You know, and what I mean by that is, okay, to learn a million things about history and Kemet and all of these different ancient cultures and so forth and so on, what they supposedly did, didn't do, how they lived, didn't live, what they ate, didn't eat, different things of that nature. How is that benefiting you today? What are you picking up? What are you gaining from that today? And what action are you taking? See, because what people fail to realize is that the mistakes of our ancestors have been passed down from generation to generation. See, it's up to us to bring this to a stop, to bring peace to ourselves, to our ancestors, so we don't have to keep reincarnating into this realm of illusions and sorcery. You know, so why not, you know, do everything that you can, take all the knowledge that you have and take action and put it into action and use it to benefit and to keep from repeating the cycle, because eventually the cycle will end anyway. It's not a video game. You can't just always start over. Hit the reset button, hit the power button, and start the game all over again. So this is what people think when they commit suicide. They could just end it now and maybe come back with a new beginning, start over fresh. No, it's an illusion. See, take advantage of the time that you have now and use that, utilize that, and maximize that. You know, staying stuck in history, staying stuck on persons, places, and things is going to keep you stuck here. You have to detach from all of that, because all of it is used as a distraction to keep you binded to this certain dimension or realm that we're in. You know, so like I said, once you regain your mind, or once you regain control over your mind, you have to do the same with your children and teach them these things so that they don't fall victim to the same things that we fell victim to, the same things that our parents, that our ancestors fell victim to. See, that's the whole purpose. We have to right the wrong, and we can't be lazy. We can't be passive. This is something that must be done. So the time is now to do these things. Really have to gain control, and stop seeking out. You know, we have to teach ourselves, teach our children, you know, to get right with nature. And what I mean by that is, see, all false things perish. All the technology, society as you know it is going to crumble right before your eyes. Who will survive? Those that know how to utilize the earth and the earth's resources and live off the land. Those that know how to create and to build their own. Because those that are dependent and rely on others will be destroyed because they have no knowledge to survive. And then this one, it will become survival of the fittest. And who's fit to survive will survive. Only the fittest will survive. So we have to get ourselves fit and prepared mentally and or physically. Because the inevitable is going to happen. We can't keep living blissfully ignorant, think that everything is going to be what it is. Because all illusions will disappear. And then what? So this is what we need to start preparing for. This is what we need to start preparing our children for. Teaching them things that are productive. Productive knowledge. Knowledge is going to help save self. Or to help save oneself. SOS. Savior of self. Because you are your savior. If you think that some allegorical or anthropomorphical character is going to come back and save you, you are sadly mistaken. If you think your sky daddy is going to come to your rescue, you are sadly mistaken. Because if that's the case, why sit back and watch all of this time as his children or her children, or as the children destroy themselves due to their ignorance and lack of knowledge? Shouldn't light be shed? Shouldn't knowledge be presented to prevent these occurrences? See, you have to take power and stop giving your power to illusions. Stop teaching your children make-believe and stop teaching them to believe in illusions. Stop teaching them to believe. Teach them to know. Knowledge. To know the ledge. Because if they don't know the ledge, they will quickly fall off and they will never see the drop coming. Get on track. Use your mind. Don't give that up to anyone. When you regain your mind, keep it. Don't give it back. Don't trade it. And before I leave, I just want to say, fathers, if you know more about sports and athletes and athletes' stats and statistics and what they did and what numbers they put up 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and you know more about that than you do parenting or being a father or teaching your children something productive, teaching your sons and daughters something productive, then you need to check yourself. Ladies, if you know more about fashion and hair and design and being trendy than you know about parenting and teaching your children what's necessary for them to be successful in life and not just governing their success or allowing their success to be determined by a piece of paper or certificate. See, we both got things messed up. You know, we got to start putting our focus back to where it needs to be, our children. We should not know more about sports and entertainment and fashion and design and materialistic things than we do about parenting and proper nourishment and nurturing our children properly. So we need to get back in touch with that and let go of the distractions and the things that are keeping us off focus and things that are keeping us ignorant or things that aren't allowing us to reach our maximum potential and capability. So again, we definitely have to wise up, rise up, and be greater.